welcome to The Upgrade. I'm Seymour Segnet. It's going to be a fun one this week. I promised we would get hold of Apple's new MagSafe system. You're going to want to see this whether or not you're an Apple user, because I have some interesting observations that I think you're going to find intriguing. Before we do that, hello, Kate.
Hi.
Do you have some bits and pieces for us before we do the MagSafe? People have been asking about the big November the 19th event, I think, yes?
Yes, we get lots of questions about it, so I just wanted to touch base again, give everyone the information. So November the 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern. I will go over the other times later. It's a sneak peek at our 2021 Power Moves. And we will announce the launch of...
There is a long delay. Because people write in, they say that I interrupt Kate. I'm working so hard not to interrupt Kate, but there's like 7-second delay at the moment. So we'll do our best. Now that I'm speaking, I will finish up what I was going to say, which is we're calling it Power Moves because we're a portable power company. I'm going to show you some of the sort of power business moves that we're going to make for 2021, as well as giving you a sneak peek of some stuff. So I'm sorry, Kate, continue.
Okay, we're going to announce the launch of something that we get lots of questions and requests about. And we're having 3 amazing, fantastic prizes. So let me tell you about those real quick. Our third prize is $500 in cash and $500 worth of MagFast products. And then our second prize is $1,000 in cash and $1,000 worth of MagFast gear. And our first prize is $2,000 in cash and $2,000 worth of MagFast gear.
Yeah, we've really upped the ante on the prizes. I think that's $7,000 worth in total. So just to summarize what that's going to be kind of a major event. I'm busy working on it. Kate will tell you they don't see me around the Zoom office so much at the moment because I'm busy away preparing that, working on the script or the notes rather, and the slides and this, that, and the other. So that's a big one. What we will, are we going to do? We'll have some. What we're doing is so important that we will make replays available for a couple of days afterwards. But you want to be there live. Join us live at 4 p.m. on November the 19th. And then, Kate?
And then we are going to have a special on Thanksgiving weekend. It's not a video. It's not it is kind of an event. It's something awesome. So you want to be there. Our doors are going to open at 4 p.m. Eastern on Thanksgiving, which is November 26th.
Yeah. So this is something that we're going to tell you all about on the 19th, which is where I would really love for you to be there. So you can, I think the thing that oftentimes with the Thanksgiving stuff is that the doors open, people kind of burst in, they're frantically trying to decide whether the thing in there is for them or not. I like it more recently. A lot of companies have been saying, look, there's going to be this thing. Here's a preview of what it's going to be. And then you can decide whether or not this is for you. So we're going to do that on the event on the 19th. And then 4 p.m. Eastern, that is, okay? Let's do the times in a second, Kate. So 4 p.m. Eastern on Thanksgiving Day, which is the 26th this year, at 4 p.m., that'll be the moment that the kind of doors, the electronic doors will open, and you can jump in if you want to be a part of the thing that we'll tell you about on the 19th, okay? What else did I want to say about that? Oh, let's just do the times. So what are they, Kate? So 4 p.m. Eastern...
Yes, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Pacific, 11 a.m.
What about
Hawaii?
Hawaii, yeah, okay.
11 a.m. Hawaii. And London and UK would be about 9 p.m. Not about, it will be 9 p.m. And 10 p.m. in Europe.
Now, the thing is that we just, a funny thing this morning, Kate has actually popped in to do this on her day off, so bless you for coming in today. But we had what we call the morning huddle, like the team meets every morning at 10 o'clock Eastern. And it was like a slightly smaller group this morning, 1 or 2 people off and so on. But Tony, who is like, has never missed a meeting, wasn't there this morning. We're like, is he okay? This, that. And then I happened to be in the room at 11 o'clock and Tony comes in, he goes, okay. Yeah, it's lovely to see you and everything, Tony. But what is it? And he's in Europe, and the clocks fall back. The clocks fell back in Europe this weekend, but they don't fall back in the United States until next weekend. And so he thought he was coming in time for the morning huddle. Yeah. So he was looking at you, Tony. And Tony, by the way, is the one. Tony takes when we put the upgrades together. Tony is one of the two people who does all the work of staging it all. So shout out to Tony and Sharon, who's working away. The two of them actually make sure that you see the thing. When it all goes smoothly, that's Tony and Sharon. When something goes wrong, that's me. Okay, so you know. All right. The other thing about this is that because the announcement on the 19th is a big one, I think it could be. You know what? When we look back on the trajectory of the business, I think that could turn out to be the biggest, the most important. It could be. It's certainly going to be one of the top 2 or 3 most important things that we've ever done. So that'll be on the 19th. Now you want to put that in your calendar. So we've got links directly underneath to put both the 19th in your calendar, so you can join us for the presentation, and then says that you, if you want in on the thing over the Thanksgiving, it's going to be over the Thanksgiving weekend. But I don't think it's going to last very long. I may be wrong, but I don't think it's going to last very long. So. There are links to both of those below, yes?
Yes, right there.
All right. So we try to be sort of straightforward with you about how this thing goes. There's an incredibly long delay on the line. You've seen it when it happens on television. And I've got no idea. When I say something and Kate replies, I hear the reply, 7 or 8 seconds later. Are you getting the same thing with me, Kate, that there's a long delay when I'm responding to you?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so she's got it. But we keep on hearing that for you guys, somehow the 2 delayed signals come together, and so you wonder what on earth we're talking about. So apologies if you're wondering what we're talking about. Okay, so we'll do our best to make this a conversation with Kate, because if you're like her, if you're like Kate, you have probably just heard that Apple have got this new charging thing going on, but haven't actually seen it and don't really understand what it's about. And I spoke about it briefly last week, but this week I'd just like to take a look at it because we managed to get hold of it. I've got it right here. So let's take a look. The first thing to say is many of you have been familiar with either Apple's watch or other watches that they've had for a while now, this kind of charging thing. Okay, you've seen me show this before. So this is just the cable that comes with the watch. It's got a little bit of a magnet, and it just sort of snaps on like that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see in the light there, but that's now charging. And essentially, I'm oversimplifying it, but Apple have done the same thing, but for your phone. So here's the thing for your phone. All right, and as I said earlier, whether or not you're an Apple user, I still think that what we're about to talk about is important, because because this isn't so much about what Apple are doing as the way we think about what Apple are doing, and the way we think about charging and serving you, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever kind of system you use for the coming decades. Let's just pop over to. I'm just going to put this up on my screen here. There's a chart, Sharon. If we could just put up my slide screen here. Get rid of that funny little thing at the bottom of the screen. Oops! Oh, and now I've clicked on the wrong button. Hang on. Let me just get this thing back. Here we go. So one of the things about MagFast is it's for everybody. It's sort of agnostically for everybody. We don't care whether you have an old phone, a new phone, a future phone, Apple, Samsung, HTC, LG. It doesn't matter who you're with. We want to make sure that we cover you. And so one of the things that I've been saying for a while now, you might have heard me say, is that we cover you for whatever you had in the last decade or the next decade. I think to promise beyond that might be a little bit much, but let's have a look. So why do we say the last decade? Well, we fully support the old standards, USB-A. That's the one that you've used for years. You know, the one that looks like a little letterbox that's in the back of the seat on the airplane and in public spaces and this, that, and the other. And it's the one that you've got probably dozens altogether of them around your house, is the USB-A. That's the one that plugs into you plug in and get the power from the wall or whatever, from the A. And then Micro is the little one that's been around for a while, and it's not terribly good, but it's been there forever. And that's why we put it onto our stuff, because you've already got the cables. You've heard me say that before. So that's been around since, before, what were they called? The noughties? Weren't they called to the 2000s? Yeah. It was the 20
I
teens.
have no idea.
I think people called them the noughties, didn't they? All right. So then came a little bit later. I think it was it's going to be accurate on the chart. I think it was 2012. Apple brought in their Lightning connector. And we fully support that, not because Apple is special, but because, a third or a half of all people have Apple stuff. And that's the best way of charging Apple stuff. And as I said, it's like we want to make sure that we're supporting you, whatever you have. So back then, if you were on Android or Microsoft or whatever at the time, micro USB was the only way of doing it. So we covered that as well. All right. Then in the mid 20 teens, how come after all this, after 20 years, we still don't know how to name these decades? But during the 20 teens, USB-C came along. I'm not going to stop and talk about USB-C now, but you've heard me say many, many times. It's just an absolutely fantastic standard, and the sooner we can all move to USB-C for wired connections, the better. Right. Then shortly after that came Qi Wireless. All right. The Android world were the first to adopt it. It's super convenient. It's not as fast, but it's super, super convenient. So the big question now is, and people have in the past have said, well, MagFast, what happens if someone brings out something else? Well, the point is that we're completely agnostic to charging methods and charging brands. We just want to support all of the main standards in the industry. And I have always said, when something else comes along, we will just support it, if it's a major standard. So the question is, what's the use case for MagSafe? And I think Apple's new MagSafe, and I think you're going to find it kind of interesting. But the question is, just quickly flip back to the chart for just a second, is MagSafe, is it going to deserve a spot on this chart or not? That's going to be the big question. All right. So if you come back to me, let's take a little look at it. So this is the phone. Just get rid of that. So here's my phone. And actually, let me break it out of its case. Let me just take it out of its case. Come on. Just whistle or something while I do this, please. Okay. All right. So here's the phone out of the case. It looks kind of normal on the back. You can't actually see anything different on the back, but there is actually a ring of magnets in there surrounding a Qi charging coil. But it's sort of a super Qi, because it's like Qi plus some extra sort of Apple stuff, which is designed to charge faster. If you use it with a case, the case will be needing a good polish in the case of this one. Apologies if you can see fingerprints all over it, but I got the translucent one here. I like these hard translucent ones. And you can see that there is a ring there, which is basically some very, very light magnets that pair with the magnets inside. So the case is optional, right? The case is optional like that. And then here's the actual charger itself, and the charger goes on the back like this. Okay, much the same way as the watch does. So that action is quite nice in and of itself. All right, and Apple say that if you use this system, that it charges faster than regular Qi. So we've got here's your MagFast Air. Could be any of our chargers. We go on like that. Right, and actually the little ding sound is off, but I could hear it starting. I could feel the vibration as it started to charge just then. Here we go. There you go. You can hear it starting to charge. So this gives us we do the fast Qi standard of 7.5 watts. Works great, and Apple says, and I'm sure it's true, that this is a bit faster. Here's the thing. This is why I say the thinking is so important. Being intelligent about it is important. This is not as fast as USB-C plugged in the bottom. Okay, this is the fastest charge for your Apple device, and indeed for most Android devices as well. So we support that fastest charge. Okay, by plugging in. Of course, I'm talking to you about it, and I don't have one of the models here. But we have the built-in mini cable, right? Plugs in, gives you the fastest charge that's available for the iPhone. All right. We also support Qi charging. Just showed you Qi charging like that, and we support this trust me to do this demo without. Here's one of the old models. This is a very old one that's actually the wrong shape, but just to give you the idea, all right, we'll support this by just plugging into one of the USB-C outlets, right, like that, to give you MagSafe. So without buying anything, without buying anything else from us, we support MagSafe charging at full clip. But here's my big theory about MagSafe. Okay, and in fact, I'll change to the next slide, and if we could put this up on the screen. I think that it is not as fast as USB-C, and it isn't, and it's not as convenient as Qi, because it isn't. It's not as fast as USB-C, and it's not as convenient as Qi. Let me show you how. Now that doesn't mean it's bad. It's actually going to be great. And much smarter people than me have spent a lot of time thinking about it over at Apple. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine that you have this sitting on your desk or something. It's time to charge. You come along, you put it down. That is really good because it snaps nicely into position and it centers it, and it'll be able to deliver the faster charge. But now it's time to get up and go. And it takes the thing with you. Yeah, I've got to hold it down. If this had MagSafe in it, the whole thing would be lifting off of your desk, right? This is subtle, but it's really important. The whole for me, and I've been using it for longer than most folks. The whole point of wireless charging is you put it on and you take it off. You put it on and you take it off. That's easy. The whole point. It's not. Exactly. It's super quick. It's super easy. It's super convenient. And what you wind up doing is you make a phone call, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. You put it down. Charges a little bit, right? You pick it up again, blah, blah, blah. You put it down. It's super easy up and down. And by moving to having this magnetic thing, it means that you've now got a two-handed operation to get it back again. It doesn't sound like much, but it's actually a big difference in the convenience. The one place that I think that this will be immediately fantastic is in the car. If you have a MagSafe charger in the car, it'll snap on like that, and then the car. This is already part of the car mount, right? So it's still a one-handed operation that you just pull it off. But for general around the place, I think it's not as convenient. It's not as convenient as Qi. And if you're going to have to do two hands when it comes time to stop charging, if you're going to have to do two hands to stop charging, you might as well plug in and get the fastest possible charge. Does that make sense, Kate? It's the first time I've sort of explained it to anyone. Do questions come to mind as I explain it like that, or is that clear?
No, I think that makes complete sense. I never even thought about having to, pull the charger off of your phone to get it off. So that makes sense. I like ours better.
Excuse me. So the thing is, you can have both. You can use our stuff and plug your MagSafe into it. I think immediately the car idea is good. If you don't have sort of built-in charging in your car already, I think that's it for Apple. I think it's great. It's immediately great in that. But I've had it for a few days. I think it arrived on Friday or something. So I've been using it over the weekend and into this week. And I'm not using it because it's neither the fastest nor the most convenient in normal use around the home. I think the car thing is the exception to that. And there'll be things like if you have a heavy enough mount, some people, I think Belkin, are making a kind of a bedside thing which has got MagSafe, and you put a watch and the headphones or the AirPods or whatever on as well. I think that could be good, but just if anything, just realize in order for it not to be two-handed, the thing has to be heavy enough or fixed. So that's my quick review of MagSafe. I think that there is a place for it. All of our chargers, all of our MagFast Air would be instead of. All of our power banks and MagFast Wall, you just plug your Apple MagSafe right into it if you find that it is what you want to be using. But I think you're going to find that you want to do fast USB, so fast wired charging with USB-C, or less fast but way more convenient with Qi. There you go. All right, that was all I had to talk about actually this week. I hope that's a little bit helpful. if you've got any comments or questions, you get in touch with us. We'd be happy to, you know, let us know what you think and what your thoughts are. Yeah.
So what other products do they have for MagSafe?
They don't have Apple have got a bunch of things at the moment. They've got lots of different colored cases in different kinds of materials. I do think that everybody should always have a case. It just makes me weep when I see the cracked screens. I always have a case. I like these sort of super hard ones. I appreciate it's very much, everyone has their own preferred thing. But I've had this hard. This is the second time I've had. Can you see how hard this is? Can you hear that it isn't sort of soft like so many cases? Yeah, and it's just fantastic. Really pleased with it. But they have them in the kind of softer silicone and leather and this, that, and the other. And they also even have, which is quite fun, like a little wallet, like a little credit card holding thing that'll snap onto the back. And then other manufacturers are, because it's part of Apple's MFI program, which we are in. So in the fullness of time, if we think that, because remember, with MagFast, we don't just do it. We only do it if we think we can add really special extra value. All right. So I'm looking across the current range, and I'm truthfully, I'm not wishing that we had this on any of our products at the moment for all the reasons that I've just explained to you. If in the future we have a product where having this from Apple would add a lot of value, then of course we will do that. But I'll say this at the moment: the reports online are that MagSafe does not charge regular Qi things as quickly. So this is only faster if you're pairing it with a matching new Apple phone. You get an older Apple phone, this is slower. You have a Samsung phone, this is slower than Qi. And in my testing around the house, the new phone works as you just heard, with MagFast Air, but it's not working with all of the other Qi chargers I have. So there's a little funky business in there at the moment. So just saying. So we will incorporate it if we think it's the right thing to do. If we think that we can add real value. In tech, often people just add features for the sake of adding features, and we try to be much more thoughtful about it. And like, we're going to put it there if it's going to make it amazing for you, and if it isn't, then why complicate things? All right, we should probably wrap it up, don't you think, Kate? Let's go over the. Oh, I know what we've got to give away to today's top secret keyword, right?
Yes, we do. It is. Hold on, let me scroll down. It's intelligent.
Intelligent. Like stopping to think about something before just jumping in. Intelligent.
Yes. And make sure to spell it correctly.
Yes. Because your not so intelligent leader misspelt it when we were first typing it out for today. Should we spell it out for anyone who doesn't know? It's got 2 T's in it. It's got 2 E's in it, 2 L's in it, 2 I's in it. Good Lord. 2 N's in it. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. It's just the 1 G though. Yes.
Okay. Well, let me just recap about November 19th. Just want to remind everyone again.
Well, before we do that, sorry, that's the time delay. I'm so sorry. Remind us how to do the top secret keyword.
Oh yes, magfast.com/fun. Click on our $1,000 draw banner. Go into it, and you can enter. You can do the secret keyword. You can also do a couple other things for other entries as well. And of course, if you're confused, just write to us and we'll help you.
Yeah, so entering the word intelligent, you'll see there's like a kind of a yellow. There's different things that you go to magfast.com/fun and click on the banner, as Kate said. You do this, you get entries in the $1,000 monthly draw. We've got a lot of winners now. Actually, we need to, Kate. Let's compile a list of all of the winners and put it up at magfast.com/fun. Let's just get everybody up there, because people go, "You got any winners for this?" And we've sometimes had recent ones, but we should just put everybody up there. So magfast.com/fun. click on the banner, and there's different things that you can do. You can check out our Facebook page. You can check us out on YouTube. You can do different things to get more chances to win if you haven't already. And by popping in intelligent, this week's keyword, you get an extra 3 chances to win. So in the course of a month, we do this every month, you can get 3 of these most weeks. So you can get 9 or 12 chances to win just from these keywords, and then other things. You can probably get 15 or 20 chances to win in the course of the week. And this time, it could be you. All right, Kate, let's just go over the November the 19th and November the 26th stuff again, please.
Okay, November the 19th, 4 p.m. Eastern. It is our MagFast Power Moves event. We will have a sneak peek of our major 2021 Power Moves. We will be announcing the launch of the most requested thing. We get this in customer service all the time. And we're doing, of course, the prizes. Third prize is $500 in cash, $500 of MagFast gear. Second prize, $1,000 cash, $1,000 MagFast gear. And first prize is $2,000 cash, $2,000 of MagFast gear. Everything is total $7,000.
Yeah, total of $7,000. And then over the Thanksgiving weekend, starting at 4 p.m. on the 26th, we're going to open the doors on the crazy, amazing thing that we're announcing on the 19th, and we will announce winners. Here's the thing. To be in the prize draw, let's just explain that. If you're watching it now, you've probably got the email and you clicked through to watch the upgrade on our site. By clicking through here, we've automatically put you in the draw. Then you need to show up on the day, on the 19th, okay? You need to show up. You need to be in to win. We're actually going to announce the winners at a special Q&A session, because I think the thing that we do on the 19th is going to bring up some questions. And before, I haven't announced the time for this yet, but before Thanksgiving Day at 4 p.m., we're going to do a Q&A with me and Kate. Kate's going to collate all the questions that you send in, and we'll just do a little session. I don't know, it'll be 5 minutes or 5 hours. It won't be 5 hours, but it'll probably be 15 or 20 minutes just going through any questions, and we'll have that for you during Thanksgiving week. We'll have a copy of it available online, and we will also announce the winners of the before at the Q&A. We will announce. Oh God! All right. So on the 19th, big presentation. All right. On the 26th, the gates will open, the doors will open, and in between the two, there will be a Q&A where we'll answer your questions, so you can know whether you want to do the thing on the 26th, Thanksgiving Day, and we will also announce the winners from the big event on the 19th. And I think that's enough for now.
Yes.
Satellite delay. So thanks so much. It's been good and gracious of you to be here. Thank you so much for being a part of MagFast. We really couldn't do it without you or Kate. So we love you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.